Why so serious? You've heard it before, but when Heath Ledger said it, it wasn't just a line. It was a warning, a promise, and it changed cinema forever. Ledger's Joker wasn't just a comic book villain. He was chaos, philosophy, and pure unpredictability wrapped in a purple suit. And for many, he's still the gold standard for movie villains. Before 2008, the Joker was known as a flamboyant trickster. Jack Nicholson's version in Tim Burton's Batman was larger than life, a gangster in clown paint with a sinister grin. In the animated series, he was witty, theatrical, and almost fun to watch. But Christopher Nolan and Heath Ledger had something else in mind. They stripped away the cartoon colors and gave us a Joker that could actually exist, someone you could imagine reading about in the news, and that's what made him terrifying. Ledger famously locked himself in a hotel room for weeks before filming. He kept a journal filled with the Joker's twisted thoughts, experimented with different voices, and developed unsettling mannerisms. That constant lip-licking. Partly from prosthetics that made it hard to close his mouth, partly from a nervous, animalistic energy he injected into the character. His posture was hunched, his walk uneven, as if his body had endured as much chaos as his mind. What made Ledger's Joker truly dangerous wasn't his laugh or his scars, it was his philosophy. He wasn't after money, he wasn't after political power. He wanted chaos. He wanted to prove that even the best people could break under the right pressure. And the genius of Nolan's writing was to give him no clear origin story. No tragic past to make us sympathize. Just a force of nature appearing out of nowhere, impossible to pin down. Because real terror often comes from the unknown. Throughout The Dark Knight, the Joker pushes Gotham to the edge. He corrupts Harvey Dent, the city's White Knight, turning him into the vengeful Two-Face. He sets up moral experiments, forcing ordinary citizens to decide who lives and who dies. And he pushes Batman into situations where the only way to win is to break his own rules. The Joker doesn't just fight with fists, he fights with eyes, and those are much harder to beat. Ledger's performance was unpredictable in the best way possible. In one scene, he's terrifying. In the next, he's almost darkly funny. That constant shift kept the audience on edge. You could never guess his next move. And it's that unpredictability that made him feel real, as if the Joker could step off the screen and into our world. Heath Ledger won a posthumous Oscar for the role, the first time a comic book performance had earned such recognition. His take on the Joker influenced a wave of grounded, morally complex villains in films that followed, from Javier Bardem's Silva in Skyfall to countless others across modern cinema. And more than a decade later, people still quote him, still study him, still get chills watching him. In the end, Heath Ledger's Joker didn't just redefine a character. He redefined what a superhero movie could be. He blurred the line between blockbuster entertainment and serious, award-worthy filmmaking. He turned a comic book villain into a modern myth and reminded us that sometimes chaos leaves the deepest mark. The line you remember, the story you missed. This is Watch on Cue. Until we meet again.